Hey there, WPC. Pastor Kaleb here. I want to thank you so much for your support, your patience, and your prayers during this very crazy time. It's important to me as your pastor that you are informed of both our decision-making process as well as the risk factors around the coronavirus or COVID-19. Hosea 4:6 makes it clear that the people perished for a lack of knowledge. So our goal certainly is not to impose any fear, but to make sure that you have the correct information and good information so that you can make the right decisions around your family as it relates to your church practice and your relationship to the house of God. In late May, after drive-in worship, we had 2 very successful drive-in services, but decided that it was time to move back inside for Pentecost Sunday, where we celebrated the power of Pentecost. During that time, we had no cases of coronavirus. We had 25 or more decisions for Jesus Christ, many baptized in the Holy Ghost, 2 physical recorded healings. We shattered our average attendance that we had set back in February, and we broke 3 months of tithing records in this church. Jennifer and I are so proud of you for that. We maintained, and we also had a 24-hour prayer watch that was a huge success. Jennifer and I maintained that while we were concerned about the health and well-being of the church, we could continue in-person worship until a potential case of coronavirus might emerge. And unfortunately, on July 26th, as you know, we did have a confirmed test that coronavirus had come into the church. As of today, we have 4 confirmed cases of coronavirus in folks that have been present in our worship services over the past 2 weeks. But in 2 of those cases, it's important that you know that the symptoms were very temporary and are already slowing tremendously. We are also having several that have maybe not been tested yet, but they're starting to bear out some symptoms. So we just want to be very watchful of that. As of today in the state of Kentucky, we've had over 150,000 cases statewide. This week alone, 3 of the churches that are in our state, in the Church of God, had 1 or more persons in their congregations test positive. 2 of those churches are in Winchester, Kentucky. So with that in mind, we have 2 recommendations as church leadership. The first recommendation is around testing. In all 4 of the cases that have occurred in this church, the symptoms, the 3 shared symptoms, seem to be fever, seem to be lung congestion or coughing, and seem to be a very rigorous headache. If you are experiencing at least 2, if not maybe just the fever itself, we have been told by the care clinics here in Clark County to make sure that you schedule yourself a test. Our state administrative bishop shared those sentiments. If you are experiencing any of those 3 symptoms, again, fever, lung congestion or coughing, or a severe headache, we highly recommend that you go to an urgent clinic in your county and that you have them you take that test just to make sure that in no way that you've been affected. Remember, in many cases, symptoms do not emerge instantly once you catch this virus. The second recommendation is around masks. Now, many of you have heard, as well as I, about the mask mandate. But after doing some research on the effectiveness of this practice, this is what we have found in our research. In 15 states that have practiced the mask mandate, the rates of infection have slowed substantially. In 198 countries that were using masks, the death rate of the virus have slowed substantially. This data is presented to you to serve as a guide to the best practices during these turbulent times. The health and safety of our people is the highest priority of your church leadership. Upon speaking with the Church and Pastors Council, our state administrative bishop, and our district overseer, Anthony Castle, we have determined that we will be participating in online messages and teachings until at least August 15th, which means we will not be in person for any services, any classes, and even for our morning time of prayer. Our ministry team is meeting regularly to discuss how we are going to continue to reach out to each of you. in a way that is unique to each ministry department. Our children's leaders, our youth workers, and many of our other leadership and volunteers that come regularly in church are going to do everything we can to best serve you during this crazy time that we're in as a church. Please be patient with us, as our understanding of technology can be challenging. Our understanding of those resources are a little challenging. Please be patient with us as we do everything in our power to serve you in every way possible. One thing that I am certain of, we who walk with God have been given the supernatural promise of supernatural protection. Now is the time to get away with God and to seek Him with our whole heart. For he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Psalm 91, 1 and 2. Please know that this ministry team, beginning with Jennifer and myself, are covering this church in prayer. Our prayers are strategic, specific, and Spirit-filled as we speak life over this move of God. We are experiencing high volumes of calls, texts, and Facebook messages, and we're just asking you to please be patient as we try to address each situation with wisdom and with Spirit leadership. We love each of you, and every person that's under our care, we deeply care for. We want to serve you in every way that we can, and we thank you for being a part of our viewing audience today. God bless each of you, and know we are going to get through this together. God's hand is on us, and if God's hand is on us and God's Spirit has went before us, then hell cannot bring anything against us that will stop us. We love you, church. God bless you.